We've all been focusing on EA Sports WRC's gameplay deep dive video that most of us might initially have missed certain very important news. Oh, and guess what? That information came out right about the time I was uploading my previous video. This is becoming a thing now, isn't it? Hi, my name is Sim and welcome to Sim's Racing. About a week prior to the release of their gameplay deep dive video, the people behind EA Sports WRC invited several media outlets and YouTubers, not including this guy though, nope, but I'm not bitter about it, perfectly fine. Really, I am. I'm fine, alright? Sorry about that, where was I? Oh yes, so in that meeting Codemasters discussed the content of the deep dive video as well as answered questions posed by the group. Some of that information wasn't revealed in the deep dive video itself, but found its way into a number of articles and videos. Now I'm not someone who takes this kind of information at face value, so I made some further inquiries in order to confirm its legitimacy. In other words, the topics I'll address here have been officially verified. FYI, you can find a link to the articles in the description in case you want to take a look yourself. Let's start off with dynamic weather. We are all aware that you'll be able to select a specific season, spring, summer, autumn or winter for all the non-snow events. However, that's not all there is to it. You'll also have the opportunity to have proper dynamic weather. You can set off in dry conditions but face a downpour by the time you cross the end of the stage, or you set off when it's dusk and be completely covered in darkness when reaching the finish. Personally, I was hoping this feature would make it into the game, but I've already convinced myself that it wouldn't. So an incredibly pleasant surprise indeed. And that's not the end of the good news. There's plenty more where that came from, because another feature making a welcoming entrance is the hardcore damage model. And it's not just mechanical issues, but you will pick up bodywork damage as well. Yes, I know this isn't exactly new, but there's a bit more to it than that. Ross Gowing, the creative director of EA Sports WRC, said the following. Interestingly, the historic car's damage model works in a different way. They have predominantly metal panels, so they'll behave differently on impact to carbon fiber panels in more modern cars. Of course, there are limits on how much we can damage some cars, and we work closely with each manufacturer to make sure we respect their requirements. That, my friends, is an incredible detail to work into the damage model for the game. I myself fully understand that they need to be respectful towards the requirements set by the manufacturers though. It might not be as extensive as we or even the developers would like, but it's amazing to see them try getting the most out of it. Next on the list is in regards to this. The amount of people voicing their displeasure when it comes to the way the surfaces look is significant. And let me tell you, this right here is as smooth as it will ever get, because we now know a bit more about surface degradation in EA Sports WRC. For Dirt Rally 2.0 we had a handful of degradation levels. If you went first on the road, there would be no degradation. Being second or fifth on the road, there was a bit more. Between 6th and 10th things became a bit more challenging, and when starting behind the 10th car, the degradation was at its worst. However, for EA Sports WRC, the developers have upped their game significantly. Now the surface will progressively degrade with each passing rally car. In other words, the amount of surface degradation will depend on your position in the running order. It'll be different for each and every position you set off from, whether it is first, second, third, fourth and so on. That's pretty damn cool, isn't it? But before moving on to the next topic, I do want to add two more notions here. Number one, I don't expect that in online competitions the degradation will be based on the lines previous competitors took. I believe that might be just a step too far for now. Definitely wouldn't rule it out for a future title though. And two, I wonder if they will expand on the sort of degradation we see for tarmac. The focus in Dirt Rally 2.0 was mainly on the rubbery lines left by the previous cars, offering up extra grip. However, in real tarmac rallying there's also the element of dust and dirt being pulled out onto the road from the inside of the corners after cutting. In a legal fashion of course. There were some elements of that present in Dirt Rally 2.0, but it didn't really have much of an effect. In real life it alters the level of grip quite significantly, so it'll be interesting to see how they will address that. And last but not least, let's talk about the ultimate taboo subject, monetization and loot boxes. For every 5 comments on anything EA Sports WRC puts on social media, there's one claiming the game will be aggressively monetized and that we should prepare for loot boxes. Why else would they price the game like it is currently? Well, let's clear that up once and for all, shall we? The past few days, the official EA Sports WRC media accounts have been reacting to those comments, stating the following. There are no loot boxes or virtual currencies in the game. I think that pretty much says it all, right? Now, to be fair, I do believe that there will be virtual currencies in the game, but you can only acquire it by playing. You won't be able to buy the currencies from a store with actual real life money. Personally, I'm so glad we can finally put this whole monetization loot box debacle to rest. There's one more thing I'd like to discuss. It's not about a new feature we missed, but rather a valid concern raised by a number of other YouTubers, which I didn't address in the previous video. It is in regards to car and engine audio, more specifically the audio for the Rally1 cars. In their respective content, they pointed out that the Rally1 audio in EA Sports WRC's deep dive video doesn't sound very good. It's not of the same high quality we are used to based on the car audio in Dirt Rally 2.0. It sounds unfinished, as it were. Well, there are reasons as to why this is the case. First of all, remember what I said about the clips used in the gameplay deep dive video? The vast majority of them are from game builds being several months old. Developers of an officially licensed game can't just jump in, record the clips, edit them together and release the video. If they want to use a specific clip, they need to go through a whole licensing bureaucracy process. Every single bit of footage must be approved for usage by various parties, including the WRC manufacturers. Each party involved checks the footage, discusses it internally and provides an answer to the dev team. This can take weeks or sometimes even months just to have an approval for the use of a short video clip. Secondly, Codemasters were only allowed access to the Rally1 cars from January 2023 onwards, when the WRC license came into effect for them, which is only 9 months ago. And it's not like they could demand the manufacturers to provide them with a car straight away, is it? Scheduling a day for scanning and recording must not have been an easy thing to do, considering how busy the WRC teams are and the whole logistics that comes with it, as they are constantly traveling around the world for testing and competing at WRC events. Creating an ideal situation for recordings isn't a simple feat. To get the purest sound, they need a wide open landscape with a tarmac surface to drive on, as recording the cars while driving on gravel would result in a lot of distortion caused by the rocks and pebbles hitting the underside. So based on those two aspects, it's very reasonable to assume that the audio we hear in the gameplay deep dive is still in full development and nowhere near its final state. Now, by the time the game releases, they won't sound as blend as they do at the moment. However, they might not sound as incredible as this either though. They can record and design the pure sound of the cars, but recreating that bombastic roar caused by the sound bouncing off environmental objects, in this case a forest, is a very tricky thing to accomplish, especially for a game with such immensely large maps. They'll manage it for small enclosed spaces such as tunnels, but apart from that I don't expect it will be as perfect as many would like it to be. That's going to be something to work out for the next title in the franchise. Now all is said and done, it's time to end the video. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and if that is indeed the case, feel free to like the video. Want to support Sims Racing even more? Consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. It helps the channel reach more like-minded people such as yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day, good luck and goodbye.